So Instagram keeps feeding me a post telling me to stop getting Botox because it's damaging my brain. And the real wants all of us to know that tox blocks critical neurotransmitters and says in an accusing tone that the scientific community has known about this for more than 15 years. Well, yeah, Botox blocks neurotransmission. That's how and why botulinum toxins work. This isn't new or hidden information. Scientists have known how botulinum toxin quiets muscle activity for more than 75 years. Back in 1949, researchers Bergen, Dickens, and Zapman published a landmark paper titled The Action of Botulinum Toxin at the Neuromuscular Junction. And that study showed that botulinum toxin blocks the release of acetylcholine, and that's the chemical messenger that tells muscles to contract. A parallel study by Ambach was published that same year. So in other words, the very mechanism the author is presenting as a shocking revelation is textbook science, older than most people alive today. Getting yourself into a lather because Botox blocks nerve signals and quiets muscles is like getting worked up because Toprol blocks the effects of adrenaline and lowers blood pressure. It's what the medication is supposed to do. It's not evidence of a cover-up, and it's certainly not proof that Botox is silently damaging your brain. Their boldest claim is that every single Botox injection damages your brain and causes short and long-term cognitive decline. Now, that's a serious charge, and the evidence cited doesn't even come close to supporting it. The transport studies that they're leaning on were done in animal models and used doses up to 150 times the normal therapeutic dose, and many of them were in rat whiskers. In rats, whiskers are a primary sense organ like our hands or eyes, with a huge chunk of brain real estate devoted just to them. And that's exactly why scientists use whiskers to study nerve pathways. The wiring is big and easy to trace. But this also means a rat's whisker system is a poor stand-in for a few units of Botox in a human forehead or crow's feet. And there is no human study, zero, showing that Botox can travel to and harm the human brain. Going from this occurred in a rodent model to cosmetic Botox is damaging human brains is taking one spark, pouring gasoline on it, and then reporting it as a wildfire. Botox has been used in tens of millions of treatments since the 1970s. If every injection were silently damaging cognition, I believe we should have seen that signal by now. We haven't. Now, that doesn't mean Botox is risk-free. It isn't. No medications are. Botulinum toxin is a biologically active prescription medication. It deserves respect, not mythology. But when people who don't have the scientific training to interpret these studies start making sweeping claims about brain damage, the result isn't education, it's fear-mongering and clickbait. And as clinicians, we're the ones left trying to put the data back into proper proportion for concerned patients. Anybody can make a claim. Very few people bring true supporting data for those claims. Faces education always brings receipts. And this means more than finding a paper that supports what you already believe. It means looking at how the study was designed, its statistical power, its level of evidence, whether the conclusions match the data, and whether the findings have any real relevance to clinical practice. Because finding a paper is easy. Understanding what it proves and what it doesn't, that requires training. If you're a facial injector, your patients are seeing the same reels that you and I do, and they're bound to ask questions. I covered how to respond to concerned patients in a recent issue of my free monthly newsletter. Sign up for free, and you'll get a copy of that issue straight in your inbox. The link's in the caption below.